All right, Raj, look at those shoes.
You guys back to talk about my shoes?
Yep. What else is there?
Yeah.
Oh. My question is, once you retire, do you get to wear those daily anyway at school?
Yeah, absolutely. I figured out a way to shave down the studs, so you can walk around in them. I want to draw attention to myself, but in a positive light, and I don't know if that would be it, Tony.
So I guess all I can ask you is your feelings about being out of training today, and not that you're disappearing to another land, but it's been a great career and a long career, and you're deciding to hang it up here.
Yeah, the Sounders organization has been absolutely unbelievable from day one. Starting in the USL days and then transitioning into the MLS. It truly is a family. Being out here today, I was excited. Excited to come out and spend one last time on the field with the guys. And you go through moments of, am I really gonna, am I giving this up? This is great. There's a lot of smiles out there. A great camaraderie. But just one of those things where. We were just talking about it. I decided, when I, make the decision to hang him up and pursue what's next. I think it'll be a time to do that and really dive in wholeheartedly to whatever's next. So it's just, a little unfortunate that's in the middle of the season, and I'm so excited for what these guys have ahead and what this team can do. You've seen glimpses of it, throughout the year, and then especially the last few weeks, really coming together. So. I'm going to be, I was telling the guys I'll be their #1 fan. Go team. I'm just looking forward to, and I'll still be in Seattle. Just headed up to University of Washington, the Foster School of Business. So I'll still be around, representing the club the best I can, and, whatever they need me to do to help. I'm all in. I'm a supporter for life of the Sounders.
In chronological order, with the Foster School of Business, is that a couple of years? What does that lead to at that point, or at least hopefully for you?
Yeah, it's a 2-year program, 2-year full-time program. We're sort of you're invested, full-time as a student. First year is kind of focused on the core business curriculum, and then in the second year is pretty flexible. You can sort of make of it what you want. At this point, I've been fortunate enough to, having been with the Sounders, they do a great job of putting players into the community, and I think that's the direction that I'm headed in. Who knows, sort of. I've been out of school for 9 years, so who knows what what exciting things are out there and lie ahead. But definitely love the city of Seattle, and looking forward to being here a long time.
Zach Scott, one more question. Zach Scott says that you are Uncle Roger to his kids. Would you like to be known as that from now on?
Uncle Roger, the fun uncle with none of the responsibility. Absolutely perfect.
I'm sure in the USL days you played in front of some small crowds. You're going to get a send-off from 50,000 or more tomorrow. What have these last few years been like being a part of the growth of this franchise?
Like I said before, it's been absolutely amazing to see, from the USL days and then where it's come to the MLS. Both were, in my eyes, absolutely, phenomenal, absolutely awesome situations. The fans at that point in the USL were just as much as passionate as the fans are, in the MLS, just, a little less in numbers. And those fans have since made the transition. But I think about that first game, so going from the USL to MLS, not really knowing what to expect. I don't know if any of us really did. It was a little bit of a question mark. It was going to be new and exciting, and you got guys like Casey Keller and Freddie Montero and Freddie Ljungberg, drawing, people to it, but, still a little bit, of uncertainty. And I remember walking through the tunnel and walking out on the field that first time and just, seeing the crowd and hearing the roar. And then the first time the Seattle and then Sounders chant, just sent, just my body was ringing and vibrating, and still get that, even when, out there for games today.
Getting a little emotional tomorrow, you think?
I don't know. Yeah, potentially. I've held it together pretty well up until this point. I think I was actually just thinking about it the other day. The last time I cried, this is actually kind of funny. We're on a team flight back from, I think, New England. It wasn't that long ago, and We Bought a Zoo, and something about the movie really struck a chord. And I'm sitting there, I don't know, John Kennedy's sitting next to me, and I'm tearing up. I'm like, oh my God, this is embarrassing. I know, so I know the potential's there. So we'll see We'll see. I probably shouldn't have said that out loud, huh? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. It'll be a little bit emotional, just because the last 9 years of my life has been completely dedicated to the Sounders and the organization, and the fans and the players and the organization, the front office. Anybody and everybody has given back so much and been such an influence and effectual in my life to get to the point where I am today. So a lot of thank yous, a lot of hugs, maybe a few tears, but I'm really looking forward to it.
In addition to kind of the feeling that you just expressed towards the fans and the organization, I think the fans have a special closeness to you. Do you have some sense? I mean, do you feel it, and do you know where that came from, maybe even out of proportion to playing time and so forth?
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody who's on Facebook these days is absolutely sick of me. In the news feed. But they've been amazing, and I kind of attribute it to just being around a long time and being a little bit more visible in the community and maybe making friends pretty easily. So I think it's been kind of gone both ways. I think hopefully I've touched some lives, and I know each and every one of them have affected me some way as well.
And I'm sorry for the obvious question, but do you have a particular memory on pitch that you'll take with you? That's a good question. I mean, I think for me, coming out of it, and not a specific memory, but sort of all the relationships that I built kind of with my teammates over the years. It's been a little bit of a revolving door. Just guys. I mean, that's the nature of the business, guys in and out. But each year sticks out in my mind as a little bit different, just because of the personalities and the guys that you go out and you train with every day. And I mean, we spend a lot of time together. And some moments, better than others, but those are lifelong friends. I'd say anything and everything done. Mm-hmm.
Do you have a goal celebration ready just in case tomorrow?
I don't. No. Well, maybe something having to do with wonderful pistachios. I mean, who knows? Good plug.
Woo! Who are you looking at?
Matt Johnson.
The business school is working for you already.
Yeah.
Does Foster School of Business have an intramural team? Can you get some playing time?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe stay away from soccer for a little bit, but it's one of those things that I love the game, and I've loved it since childhood, and I think it's something that's gonna keep drawing me back. There's no question about it. Whether it's coaching, whether it's being a fan, whether it's playing a little bit here and there.
At what point did you know?
It's been a long process. Sort of approach each off season. I'm not getting any younger. So approach each off season with the possibility of trying to figure out what's next. I went through this past off season and did what I needed to do to apply to schools and get myself in a position, and just see and sort of let the cards fall where they may. And then just sort of throughout the year, it wasn't it didn't really have anything to do with soccer. It wasn't a soccer decision. Just each step I got further into making a decision, and the possibility of school started to become a reality. The more excited I got about it, and so it was one of those things where I think regardless of how this year was going, well, unless I had scored like 20 goals and no, I think regardless of how the year was going, I just kind of know in my heart that it's the right time for me, and really excited to make that step. And to see what's next.
How involved were you in bringing in Chelsea as your testimonial opponent?
Yeah, I know, huh? How great did that work out? I think when they organized the match, I think Chelsea was like mid-table, struggling a little bit, and here they are winning the Champions League, best team in Europe. And then, as far as it being my last game, it was just kind of a very low-pressure situation. It wasn't a league game. Which kind of get intense. It's just like a great celebration for soccer. The fans get a chance to see one of the best teams in the world play, and we get to see our guys go up against, and see how we match up. And it's just going to be, it's going to be an exciting night regardless of how it plays out. And that's why I think, it was a good time for me just to, end on a positive, end on a high note. I think with everybody, involved, regardless of what the result is, I think everyone's going to come out of there tomorrow night feeling pretty good about what they saw, and and just the opportunity to just be involved in that, in soccer and the passion and the excitement of it. So it seemed like the right time.
They asked me to do an ad, and I thought, cool. They want me because I play for the Seattle Sounders. Then I find out it's because my wife told them I'm a good dad. Even better. For me, being a good father is much more important than soccer. So here's my message. Be a good parent. Stay involved with your kid's life. Do something with them, anything. Take a walk, read a book, maybe go see a Sounders game. We can make it better for our kids by staying involved and showing that we love them.